lots to look forward to in today's show, but first up today, we want to give you a chance to meet the team, as we said. And for the first piece in this series, I'm delighted to introduce our technology training manager, Denis Nolan. Denis, you're very welcome to the show today. Good to have you with us.
Thank you, Jude. It's great to be here.
So, Denis, maybe you can give us a little bit of just background information, just introduce yourself a little bit to the listeners. How long have you been with NCBI?
Very new to the role, Jude. I started on the 5th of this month, so I think I'm just going into my 4th week.
Okay, so up and running straight away, and you're straight onto the live event. There's no mercy.
Yeah, it apparently not. I didn't know, of course, being new to the team, I didn't know that this was the first time you've brought in this meet the team segment to it. So I suppose I'm I'm becoming a pioneer now as well.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, very good. So tell us a little bit about your background, Denis. Just anything that you're kind of happy to include. Just maybe your background, your training, life before NCBI, if such a thing existed.
Yeah, I will. So my background, I've been always involved, always liked computers. Back when it was kind of black screen and white text, and my friends were looking at me like I had two heads, wondering why I was interested in technology when they were interested in going out and doing other things. And while sport was always a massive part of my life, I suppose it competed with technology all the time. So I go back quite a long time in technology. I've always very much enjoyed it. I've loved it. In fact, I've loved what it could do from way back when I used to look at applications and look at technology as a means to solve certain problems as I would see them. I started from a working point of view then, Jude. I started in London. I was working certainly from a technology point of view. I was a database administrator in London. I worked there for a number of years. I moved up to the north of England and I started getting into computer programming and the kind of technical side of things. So from taking pieces apart and building them back up together. And then from that, it led into training. So teaching people how to do what I had learned in college, but mostly from my own interest in it. So the training started, I think, I came back to Ireland then. We had our first of two children, my daughter, and we came back to Ireland to live and bring her up in Ireland. And I started training then. And that was back in the early noughties. And from that, I think it was an element that I never could foresee. I quite like just getting involved in building things and my own way. But the training from that day on, I've embraced it. I've loved it. I've loved being able to put across my knowledge to other people and see them benefit from it. And from then, so I've been involved in training now for, I'd say, the best part of 25 years, managing and delivering training.
Yeah, wow, that's really interesting, and that ties in as well a bit to your role, quite a lot to your role now with NCBI. So where is it that you're based, Denis? What is your kind of role in NCBI at the moment?
So my base is Tala, but I'm mixing it between Tala and Drumcondra. I usually about 3 days in Tala, maybe 2 days in Drumcondra. So that's my base. And what my role consists of is I've come into a very well established and very professional outfit of the NCBI labs, and we've got a team of people in there who look after the requirements of service users from the point of view of delivering training around assistive technology, to actually looking at devices and showing them how devices can work, or in fact even fixing a device for them as well. So that's where I come in. So I've got I'm with a team of trainers that cover the length and breadth of the country, and I suppose that's my job, is coming in and seeing where they're at, trying to, from talking with them, understand what it is that they're all doing, and seeing if there's any ways or anything we can add to what's already on offer.
Yeah, very good. So you're being treated okay there, are you, Denis? They're not being too hard on you, putting you on live events too soon in your days with NCBI or anything like that.
No, not at all, Jude. I'm being treated very well. I've been allowed kind of that first 3 weeks. It's nearly like an induction for me, and I've been given that kind of that freedom and that space, that headspace to get to know everybody. So it would be, I think, much different had I been brought into the role and dumped straight in and expected to start running. It's been a really nice lead in. I've got to meet all the team on a one-to-one level, and especially with the current environment where it's impossible to meet them physically. So virtually, I've met all the team, and it's been an eye opener. It's really exciting actually to see what's been done by everybody, because my training before now it wasn't really in the assistive technology area, so it's been very interesting for me.
Yeah, and it's always interesting to kind of come in with a different perspective as well, to add to something that's already established. So that'll be interesting. Are there any things that you've got kind of particularly in mind at the moment that you want to look into developing, or any particular projects you're looking at?
So I think I'm looking at what's already on offer, and it's quite broad. And then I want to try, and I'm trying to bring that all together into one place, so we can all kind of get together and pull from one area all of the materials that we need, or add to existing material. So no, it's nothing particular. I'm just looking at what's out there already. I kind of keep an eye, or my finger on the pulse, I'd like to think, on new technologies that are coming out, or existing technologies that may have been improved, and in doing that, then making sure that, I suppose, our training and our materials are up to date and match what's out there.
Yeah, very good. That'll be a good piece of work as well, and vitally important at the moment, isn't it? The training, considering the change in our dependence on technology as well.
Yeah, I think so, and I think you mentioned earlier, Jude, I think it's wonderful that we can just switch over to being there for the service user, and being aware of the conditions we're currently facing, that we are a resource that has kind of moved with those conditions. So you were just mentioning yourself, the live events now are going on a weekly basis given the current conditions. So yeah, I think it's great.
Brilliant. Very good. Well, that's been great to have a bit of a chat with you today, Denis. Appreciate you having time to come on the show. I'm sure we'll coerce you back onto the show at some point in the future as well.
Absolutely.
Something for you to look forward to there, Denis.
Indeed it is, Jude, and thanks very much.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Denis.
Thank you, Jude.